Hey everyone, it's Richard Metalfan here. Sorry I haven't made any videos in almost a month or so. I've just been really busy with stuff and I just really haven't had the motivation to make any videos as of late. But here I am with my first video of the year, my first video for the new decade, 2020. And I'm going to be doing an old school album review, and we're going to be looking into this album from, well, one of my all-time favorite bands, and this album had hit its 15-year anniversary, well, today, so I figured why not cover it. And as you can see by the title, today we're going to be looking into Character by Dark Tranquillity. This was the band's, I believe, sixth or seventh album, I'm not entirely sure, released on January 24th, 2005 through Century Media Records. Now, of course, like I've talked about Dark Tranquillity before, I reviewed their album Projector like last summer, or for the 20-year anniversary. But with this album, it's kind of like similar. Like all their albums, all of Dark Tranquillity's albums are kind of different, but they have some differences. But it still retains the sound. Like when you first hear it, it's like, oh, that's Dark Tranquillity. Well, with like Projector and Haven, it's sort of like it had the introduction of like pianos, like electronic-y stuff, and even clean vocals. But with it's kind of similar with the album before this, being 2002's Damage Done. This has like no clean vocals at all. And I also feel like with Character, like it's kind of like a lot of these songs from here are a lot more heavier, compared to it. It's a lot more of a heavier album, and but I could definitely tell that there's like a little bit of traits there that are similar to that, while sort of like retaining what their sound is still today. They but just like very just aggressive, like I said, with also no clean vocals at all. It's just pure aggression, just like Michael Stan just screaming his heart out. Then like the guitar work is just heavy and stuff, and you could definitely hear the keys definitely play some parts in some songs as well. And the bass is pretty well audible, and sort of like the drumming is really great. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now, the album kicks off with the new build, and right from the moment the song blasts in, and this as a listener is just bombarded with just some guitars, synths, and almost kind of like a death metal style drumming. And once Michael comes in, the listener throws up in his hands and proclaims that him or himself is worthy to have listened to this music. Yeah, do I really need to say more than that? That for those of you who have listened to this band, this track kind of like channels like some of their like more older stuff, like the Gallery era kind of like style of the band. Anyway, moving on to Through Smudge and Lens, and this kind of has like a little bit of an intro riff that makes me just want to bow down and fall on my knees before these Swedish metal gods. Its brutality just tears anything to shreds within its way, and before anyone cares to shout out, that's just mindless bashing of the instruments. This song finally ends up with a bit of a slower tempo, but no less melodic. And Dark Tranquillity are indeed a powerful and unique entity in a world of just like clones. Out of Nothing, which opens with very fast paced and sort of like holds up with the chorus where it slows down a little bit, and the guitars are good and the drums don't go too missed, and the piano right in this song sort of adds emotion to the song. And I say my favorite part of the song is like a minute and 20 seconds in. Again, is like a guitar plays like a very catchy riff, and the piano also plays some great stuff to listen to. And this song is kind of like depressing at parts, but only adds to like the emotion of the song. Not as good as like the previous song, but it's still pretty good. The Endless Feed, which is one of the most album's softer tracks, it showcases Martin, their keyboard player their skills, so he was able to like create like an epic atmosphere, sort of like the keys. And although Michael is good, his uneducated musical listeners that would call him satanic, and his voice is very subdued in many more parts, and he can create an atmosphere with his voice alone, which is almost impossible feat within and in itself. I can't even speak today, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I feel like the band manages to pull it off and leaves the listener with an entirely enjoyable piece of music. Next up is Lost to Apathy, which in my opinion is probably one of the best songs that Dark Tranquillity has ever written. It is absolutely incredible. The riff is melodic as it is heavy, and the keyboard just gives the right amount of atmosphere. And it's truly an amazing song, and it is deserved to be heard. Next up is Mind Matters, which is another song that will take you deep into the musical world of Dark Tranquillity. And the song is particular in how I think they will progress forward in their next effort, for which being, of course, speaking fiction. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. The music is again dark, and it yet maintains the subtle, calm It almost feels like it can also go to like a sci-fi movie or something. And the overall tone of the song gives you kind of like a futuristic atmosphere. And again, with the instrumentation, performances are top notch. And I just honestly hear no flaws at all. And anyway, one thought, which somewhere in the middle of the song, or somewhere in the middle of in this song, it kind of has like a meets of like brutality meets atmospheric, and this song sort of like emphasizes the melodic and the melodic death metal. Little right here. Anyway, Day Run, which is faster than the last few tracks, but this one has a driving feel to it, and the guitars have a awesome dual guitar harmony parts in there, and the keys have their moments. However, the spotlight just goes entirely to Michael, and you could definitely tell he puts a lot into this song, and his voice just sounds brilliant on here. Anyway, MI1, which offers kind of like a change of pace with more interesting, varied parts that involves in like the heavy keyboard work and tempo changes, and makes for one of the more like interesting songs on here. Then we go into Senses Tied, which this song is just fast and truly impressive. And this song is probably Michael's best performances on this album, or one of the best performances on here. And he sings very fast and articulates so damn well that you don't even need the booklet to read the lyrics. And who is also like what also I can't even speak today again, sorry. What really just strikes me is just how the keyboard was well playing role of the guitar as like a whole piece, and it practically leads the intro riff and definitely leads in the chorus, and this is something you don't see every day. Yeah, I mean, it's done like a few times before, but it's never, or was it sounding so good without changing the true metal sound of the song. Anyway, last song on the album is My Negotiation, which is the longest song on the album, and this is almost kind of like a ballad style song, if ballads includes like evil riffs and harsh vocals, and it features some quite good clean guitar harmonies, lots of keys. He's in a great chorus over here. Now overall, Character by Dark Tranquillity is a really great album, but probably much one of their best. I mean, all their stuff is really great, but I think this is pretty good. So if I had to give this album a score, I'm probably going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. So yep, that's my review of Character by Dark Tranquillity, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, and I'll see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal.